Welcome back to Cooking with Mimi and You. Today is a very special day because, as you know, summer is here. So we are off to our first barbecue cookout, and we are going to be preparing pork barbecue on a stick, some freshly marinated herb chicken breasts, and a very beautiful Panamanian red snapper. So to prepare our pork barbecue in a bamboo stick, we are marinating our pork here, at least marinated in our special marinade sauce for at least 30 minutes to an hour. You try to grab the same cut of meat and try to go against the grain of the meat. And when you thread it, make sure you fill all the spaces so that when you put it on the fire, the stick will not burn and break off on you. And as always, a tip from Mimi to you: when you are doing any kind of meat on a barbecue stick, pick the thickest and the longest bamboo stick you could find in your store. And because it's already dry, wet it for at least an hour, soak it in water. That way, when you cook your barbecue, it will not burn and you'll have a whole stick. Hope that helps. So here's a nicely threaded cut of boneless pork butt. That's the kind of meat I use for this. I cut it against the grain, and now I'm threading it into the bamboo stick, and it should look like this, all same size, so they cook evenly. So here, this is our scallion. I'm removing and cleaning it up, removing all the dead pieces, the dried up part of the scallion, and we rinse it off. Cut some of the tips, remove them, break it up with my hand so that when we put all the seasonings, it gets incorporated. Same with the tomatoes. Quickly rinse it off. Cut the tip off. Cut it in half. I score the tomatoes, but I don't cut it in pieces. This way it stays together when it's inside our red snapper here. We add some fresh chopped garlic, the usual salt and pepper, about this much, say a teaspoon. Same with the salt, about a teaspoon. We toss it. Make sure it's all incorporated here, all the goodness. And I always put some lemongrass. It gives the fish a very nice aroma. I remove the outer skin so that you smell the lemongrass, really nice. Removes the fishiness of your fish. And this is our beautiful Panamanian red snapper. We stuff it inside with the seasoning that we had. That was tomatoes, scallions, garlic, pepper, and some lemongrass. All of this goodness. Put this by the head, right there. And so it cooks evenly. I try to score the fish. Same here, score the fish. See, it's a very big, thick fish, so make sure that it heats up and cooks evenly. We score the fish. Okay, so now we're making our very famous barbecue sauce. Believe it or not, this is what makes any barbecue really good. I started off by using Kraft Original Barbecue Sauce. 1 bottle of this and 1 bottle of the Filipino banana ketchup. Doesn't matter what brand for this part. Mix it in here. I have the fire set at low. That's not me making the noise, it's the bottle. Okay, guys? You hear that slurping? So 1 bottle of this. You mix that very well. We add a 1/3 cup of white sugar. Some freshly chopped garlic. I just eyeball it. I like my sauce to be garlicky. The usual pepper. I always add a little bit of salt to round off the flavor. Over low fire, we stir this. And lastly, I put a 1/4 of a cup of any cooking oil. I use corn oil. What this does is it prevents it from sticking to the grill. Gives it like an oily texture. Just a little bit. And we mix this over a low heat to get all the flavor, the sugar mixed in. This is how it's gonna look. If you want a little kick in your barbecue sauce, by all means, add your favorite hot sauce. We like it sweet, so we don't put the hot sauce. But when I'm cooking for my son, I usually put a little bit of the red pepper flakes because he likes it a little spicy with a kick. You can also add sriracha sauce as well if you want it really hot. And then, as usual, in order to know whether we got it right, yes, that's really good barbecue sauce. So the first thing when you do barbecue grilling, you gotta make sure that your grill is really very hot. That way, the meat, whatever you're cooking, doesn't get burnt. So for now, we're gonna start with our red snapper Panamanian, very fresh. We put earlier some oil in it. Gently put it down. You hear the sizzle of the hot grill. That tells you it's really hot. And one thing, you don't want to keep flipping it around. You time it. For myself, a fish this big, we give it at least 10 minutes on each side. Besides the fish, since we have more room here in the grill, we're going to try to be efficient. Now we're laying down the pork barbecue that we skewered earlier. Line them all up. The same tip I give you when you're cooking pork barbecue on a stick. Try not to keep turning it. Let it cook really well in one side before you flip it over. And as soon as both sides are evenly turned over, that's when we put our very, very good and delicious barbecue sauce. So now 10 minutes has passed. We're gonna slowly flip this over. As you see, I put aluminum foil. This is another tip from Mimi to you. So your stick handle stays cool. You put a very thin layer of aluminum foil. So only the meat is cooking, but not your stick. You can still use your hands to slowly turn it over. Look at that meat. That's really cooking very well. Another 10 minutes and we flip this over and put the sauce. As for the fish, it's a big fish, so we're gonna give it another 5 minutes before we turn it over. As for the fish, before you turn it, give it a really good spank it real good. Yes. Fully cooked now, we're gonna turn it over so we can evenly brush it with this wonderful barbecue sauce that we made earlier. This is our thyme whisk that we made. at that. Beautiful. Cooking really well. They're really ready to be taken off the grill. Look at those beautiful colors. Very well, nicely cooked. From Mimi to you, when you're cooking outside in this really hot, sunny summer sky, it really helps to have this for protection. It's called self-air conditioning. When you're not doing anything, spin it. Spin it really, really hard. Oh, I feel the breeze. One thing when you're cooking fish, especially a whole fish, you try to put it not on the center, but on one of the edges, either to the right or to the left. This way, when it's ready, you can just slowly lift it off and flip it. It's very well cooked, as you can see. Wonderful. So now we have more room in our grill. I'm gonna add some freshly marinated with herbs, thyme herbs from our garden, chopped garlic into our chicken breast. This is for the people that want to eat healthy. And while if you were here, you could smell the lemongrass from the fish cooking. Really wonderful aroma. So now we lay this down. That's again the sizzle that you hear.
Very good.
5 minutes on each side. The chicken breast here is looking ready. So we're gonna pick it up, put it in our plate, ready to be served. Beautiful grill marks. Enjoy. This red snapper that we spanked and flipped over, now it's ready to be taken off of the grill. Look at that. Wonderful. Check that out. Woohoo! Beautiful red snapper. Cooked to perfection. And now that's barbecuing, cooking with Mimi and you.